Many people have good ideas at work, but when they speak, they sound unsure. Not because their English is wrong, but because of the words they use. In this video, you will learn simple word changes that make you sound confident and professional at work. Let's begin. Why words matter at work? At work, confidence is not about speaking loudly, it is about speaking clearly. Small words like I think, maybe, or I'm not sure can make you sound hesitant even when you are capable. Today, we'll replace these weak phrases with calm, confident alternatives that you can use in meetings, emails, and discussions. So, in a nutshell, the reason why words matter at work is impact. So, let's move ahead now. Okay, so what's the first word? The first word is I think. Many people say, I think this is a good idea. This sounds uncertain. Instead, you can say, in my view. In my view basically means you are putting forward your opinion. If you look at the pronunciation of it, uh, although it's pretty basic and straightforward, this is how it's pronounced in my view. Now let's have a look at an example. In my view, this approach will save time. So that is how you can use this in my view instead of I think in your day-to-day conversations or discussions. Okay. Coming to the next word. The next word that we have is maybe we can. So you would yourself know this that when you say maybe we can, it sounds unconfident. It sounds hesitant, okay? Or it sounds unsure. So instead of that, you can say, I suggest we, okay? So in place of maybe we can, you can use I suggest we. So I just suggest basically means you are using it to propose an idea. Okay. Say you are in some meeting or some discussion is going on and you want to put forth some idea or some thought. So you want to sound sure about that thing, right? So there you can use I suggest we. Okay. Now the pronunciation is something we are already aware of. I suggest. Once again, I suggest. Okay. How to use this phrase? Here's an example. I suggest we start with this option. Now, if you replace I suggest we with maybe we can, so the statement becomes maybe we can start with this option. This sounds unsure, right? And this replacement of it, where we are using I suggest we, sounds much better. I suggest we start with this option. Okay, moving further. So our next word is I'm not sure, right? So another very common phrase or word that you would be using in meetings or email responses, right? So it's pretty common to say I'm not sure about something if you are being asked a question. But to stand out, you should be using I need to check. Okay. So when you use I need to check, it basically uh, gives out the meaning that you'll check about something and confirm. Okay. So basically you are taking a confident stand instead of being sounding unsure about something. Okay. For example, if somebody asks you a question that you're not sure of, you can simply say, I need to check and I'll get back to you, right? Instead of saying, I'm not sure, you can say, I need to check. I hope it's clear till now. We'll move on to the next word. So the next word is sorry to disturb. This is yet another word or phrase which basically makes you sound weak in a way, right? Uh, in some conversation, okay? So instead of using sorry to disturb, and again, of course, we use this phrase a lot when we are, you know, trying to ask a question, right, to somebody from somebody, and you're trying to ask something, and so this is how we usually start our sentence with, right? Like, hey, sorry to disturb you. Can you please help me with that, right? Or sorry to disturb you. Uh, can I have details on that report or something, right? So instead of saying sorry to disturb you, you should start your sentence with quick question, okay? Because saying sorry to disturb you at work is unnecessary, okay? When you start your sentence with quick question, you sound confident. So how to use this? You can say something like this, right? Hey, quick question regarding the finance report, okay? Instead of saying, hey, sorry to disturb you, sorry to bother you, I need details on the finance report or something, you sound confident by saying that, hey, quick question regarding the finance report. So this replacement is much better, right? With that, let's move forward. And just to tell you one thing, these are not arrogant or rude responses. These are polite but confident responses. Okay. Now, the next word is, I don't know, another pretty common phrase that most of the people use, okay, is that they respond with, I don't know, when being asked a question. Even if you don't know about something or you don't have an answer at that point of time, what you can instead say is, I'll find out. Right. So this ends your, like, basically this gives out a positive a vibe, right? Uh, it gives a positive impression. Okay. So how do you use this? Say somebody asks you about some update on a module or on a project. What you can say is, I'll found out. I'll find out. Sorry for mm, the incorrect pronunciation. What you will say is, I'll find out and update you on the latest changes done in that module, right? So this way you can say, I'll find out instead of saying, I don't know. Okay. So I'll find out, you know, gives out that positive impression. Okay. And again, this shows ownership, not ignorance. Okay. Because if you say, I don't know, it might sound ignorant at times. But when you say, I'll find out, it shows that you are trying to take the responsibility or the ownership of something. Okay. All right. Moving ahead. Let's do a quick recall. Okay. So when we say, I think, we should be saying, in my view. Okay. If you're using maybe we can, you should be using I suggest we. Okay. Instead of saying I'm not sure, say I need to check. And instead of saying sorry to disturb, you say quick question. Okay. Instead of saying I don't know, you respond positively by saying I'll find out. Okay. So what you have to do is just pause for a second, choose the confident phrase, then speak. Okay. This habit changes how people perceive you at work. So remember, confidence is not about big words, it's about clear, calm phrases. Small changes make a big difference. Practice slowly, that's all. If this video was helpful, you can subscribe to our channel In the next video, we'll learn professional alternatives to basic English words. Thank you.